Now with Sean, I had a vibe, a feeling where Sean would do harm to me. Where I was like, Sean would set me up. Where Sean would put me in a predicament where I felt unsafe. Why would I have that feeling? I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't know me. But I thought it was weird. So I disregarded it, right? I disregarded it, but I was sure, like, for a little bit, like Sean would really set me up. Like I feel like he would put me in a compromising position where it's life threatening, life compromising, right? So we hanging out again. Every time we hang out, it's wonderful. It's beautiful. I enjoy his company. He enjoy mine. Everything is just perfect. So many red flags though. We was hanging out in the inner city, okay? Inner city. That's all you need to know. By my house, outside of my house in my car, just talking and chilling. Super late at night, but whatever. We just talking. And I see a fox. We both see the fox. I've never seen a fox in my life. Ever in my life. Ever in my life. But there's a fox in the inner city? Okay. Disregard. Few days later, less than a week later, we're at the lake. We're by the waters, which is maybe 25, 30 minutes from my house where we seen the first fox. Few days later, we're chilling, walking by the waters again. It's late. I see another fox. This is the second time I done seen a fox within less than a week with the same exact person. I still didn't know what to think of it. Again, I'm new to this spiritual stuff. I didn't know what to think of it. I disregarded it, but I thought that was pretty interesting because I'm like, I ain't never seen a fox in my day, and still till this day, I've never seen a fox outside of those two times with this individual named Sean. Now, you want to know a little backstory about Sean here. What I find interesting is just now putting my little spiritual pieces together. Sean's cousin, who originally was, talking to me or tried to talk to me, he came into a large lump sum of money. Almost 100,000, almost. Blew it in 3 months. And that was the reason he was down here with his cousin for whatever reason. I don't really know the details, but Sean had told me that. And I just thought it was weird because how could that type of individual how could he come up with that type of money? Like, right? It's just weird. But whatever. Just, again, didn't think nothing of it at that time, but that's just some background information for you, right? So then I'm at his house one time. Everything was fine. He was in a room with me. And then he leaves the room. When I say the lights was going crazy, the lights was going crazy. Like just flickering on and off, on and off. I'm like, is this a normal problem? But it wasn't doing that when he was here. And then it was a specific type of bug. I don't remember. I don't think it was a fly, but it was some type of bug that was like in my space, but it came out of nowhere after he left. All this happened after he left, but when he come back, everything's fine. The lights stopped tripping, everything. And I'm like, I think I asked him, like, is something going on with your lights? Sometimes they flicker on and off or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I blew everything off yet once again. So, again, I really like Sean. Like, I see with anybody, it's like I take notice of who you are, what you're into, your strengths and all that, so that I can see it and try to use it to my ability and how it's going to fit in my bigger picture in my life. So I see, some things. I'm like, okay, well, he can, there's a lot of potential in this. Back then, it was all about potential. I'm like, I can utilize this, right? His family, though, was very toxic, highly toxic. My family's toxic, too. He was the oldest, I was the oldest. But he really felt like I didn't understand, or we were two different people, and all of this is really family over everything. And it's like, I get that. Family is very important, but you don't want your family to be your demise. His family was very, very toxic. And he was responsible for his children. He needed to prioritize his children. Okay? And with him, he was very open. So it's like I'll try to like give him tips and stuff on how to basically elevate and evolve and just kind of deal with toxic situations and toxic people. And we always, like, I love meditating, and so we would meditate together. I remember the last time we meditated, Lord, I felt, again, I don't know, it's just uneasiness. I'm very empathetic. What's the word? I don't know. I just feel, okay? And I just felt really uncomfortable, uneasy, like, because we was holding hands. And in my meditation, it was just not good. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel secure. Something was off. There's something I was missing. I didn't know. I couldn't see. But it's like I felt something is just off. And that really put an uneasiness in me. And after he was done, I was like, how's the meditation? He was like, oh, it was perfect. It's peaceful. I loved it. I'm like, okay. I didn't tell him how I really felt in my meditation, but it was very uneasy. It's just something about him was off that I just could not see. I was missing, although the red flags was clearly there that I needed to head on out. But assist day. So he didn't treat me the best. It was tolerable. It's like, again, settling behavior, honestly. Settling behavior. And we wasn't even together that long. We met in August. We got together in maybe September. And it ended in November. I didn't know this man for that long, but this man had a effect on me that was different from any type of dynamic that I've ever till this day experienced. And we was out one day. The reason it ended, we was out one day and he was showing me something on his phone and someone hearted his message, and I thought that was weird because it's like 2:00 in the morning. Why is someone hearting a message at 2:00 in the morning? I thought that was weird. So go back to his place or whatever. Not, I had to wake up super early to go take my mom to work, and his phone was like literally right here next to me. Like, I turned my head, his phone right there. And I've never like seen him put in his code or try to even care what his code was. I just didn't care. I'm not that type of person. It's like, you gonna do you, you gonna do you, okay? But something told me just try it. Just try. I literally picked up the first try I was in there. Again, when you know a person, you just realize what matters to them. And then you will learn to gain deeper access to people. And so it had something to do with his children's birthday. Got it. First rip. And so then I seen him being very thirsty to an ex that he claimed he was over and he didn't want nothing to do with. It's like, from the text, he was very thirsty. Wow, she was just, like, whatever.